Hello, everyone, and welcome to Gemma's Window. If you have done the calculations for your power year and concluded you are a power year number 1, then you, my friends, are indeed at the right place. Now, ones, we are working together today for the month of March 2020. Your month of March is the number of 4, so let's just review what those numbers mean a little bit before we begin, and then we're going to get right to it. So those of you who are a power year number 1, and remember ones, if you're unclear, just look at the box below, just hit it to open, and it will give you the calculations on how to get to your power year number, which you only have to calculate once for the year of 2020. Your monthly numbers change, and that's where I come in, and we'll let you know what those numbers are. So if you are indeed a power year number 1, this means you're at the very, very beginning of your cycle. So sometimes it means that you're just now getting thoughts of what you want to do for the rest of your cycle, which goes up to 10 years. And some of you may be already ahead of planting those seeds. You might be at the point where you've started a new job. You've already started the new job, or started taking classes towards a new career, or started a new way of thinking, or started a new relationship, or those things do actually start for you this year. 1 is always about being an original. It's about being creative and thinking outside of the box. It's about leadership, a time for leadership. And it is a time where you might find during this year that you have to stand apart from others and voice your real opinion. Now, the month of 4 for you ones, 4 is a really practical, go get 'em kind of month. And so we're going to take that point of view when we look at business for you, when we look at love for you, and when we answer any question that you have today in this reading. We're going to always be thinking about, well, you're at the beginning of a process and all those other things I mentioned, and then we're going to think, but this is a go get 'em month. And that's going to put a different slant on the meanings of the tarot cards that I pick for you. Now, also, the cards have numbers attached to them, which I take into consideration. And most importantly, it's whatever my clairvoyant impressions are of those cards. So let's begin with our first deck. I have 3 different decks. We're going to use this first deck for business. And we're going to take a look, first of all, at ones who have a job, and then ones who are looking for a job. Okay? And sprinkled throughout there, information may come up for if you have a job and you're looking, or you're putting things out there and waiting for some feedback and what to do about that. I do keep that in mind, and if something specific comes up about that, I will point that out, or it will be obvious to you. So let's do this. Let's see what's the best that we can expect for our ones in this month of March if you are already working. And what I already am seeing as I'm turning these cards over for you ones is I'm seeing that there's some kind of changes in the works for you, or even for the people around you at work, which do indeed affect you. I will say this, the cards are suggesting that it is almost over. It is coming to a conclusion. You're not in a month of conclusions, but you're in a month of knowing what's happening, or demanding to know what's happening. So I see you at a place of stress about your future and just not quite sure. That's what's making you nervous, is that you're not quite sure what's ahead in a particular, project or point of view of someone. And that I feel like this has been going on for quite some time, where you just, I don't know, it's like you might be working someplace and thinking you're doing a good job, and then one little thing that it looks like you saw a certain look on someone's face, or you heard a certain rumor, or you're asking yourself, was it just me? Am I just sensitive today? And I feel like this feeling has been going on, and it's coming to a conclusion with my Nine of Wands card, and that's the card that's coming into being, and that's the end of the nine is the end of the situation. And it looks like in my card that you've got one more hurdle to get over, one more big hurdle to get over, to get through these rocky waters, to get over to that clear smoothing again, and feel like you're more confident. I don't see something in here about I don't feel like I'm meant to tell you your job is coming to an end, although maybe it is, because you're going to end it. Maybe you're saying, okay, I've given them enough leeway here and opportunities to correct things. Maybe I haven't gotten a raise in a long time or demanded something, and I'm going to nip this in the bud once and for all. And may I suggest to you, ones, that this is indeed the month to do that, to take it on. And according to these cards, one way or another, it's going to happen, or you're going to make it happen to get to this conclusion of this uncomfortable flux that you've been feeling. Let's take this same deck and let's take a look at, and that does include, for those of you who might have a job and are looking for something else, you might finally get that answer as to, am I staying here, or am I really going to move on to someplace else this month? It looks to me like the answers are going to fall into your lap. Let's take a look for those of you ones who are looking for work in this month of March. These are very interesting cards, and let me just sit with this because I have a really nice card that's which is happening now or in your recent past, and that's the World card, and it tends to, well, it can mean marriage. We're not talking about relationships right now, but maybe a relationship is affecting the workplace. And then there is the travel card, whereas suddenly you're possibly sent or transferred to another location, something along those lines. But let me get back to the point, okay? That's just some extra information for who that might apply to. The point here is that those of you who are looking for work, there's a conclusion that is happening, an end that is happening to a situation, and that end can be of being unemployed, of being in limbo, or of being at a job that you're not thrilled at. The next card that I have is that I feel like you get moved. It's either out of your comfort zone, or you get moved to a different location, or you have to travel more, or you have to take on a new case study or a new territory that you're not used to. And I feel like there are problems that come with this new job or situation, but they're less than the problems that you came from. So there's a relief in that. Nothing is perfect, right, ones? But in this month of 4, it's very logical that things are going to happen for you, because you're going to put it out there that it's going to happen for me because I'm not waiting any longer. Okay, ones, that's what we have for you today when it comes to business. Now let's take a look for you when it comes to relationships. Now, as I shuffle the cards, when it comes to 4 and relationships, 4 is one of the romantic months of the year for you, because it's a year where it's like sink or swim. It's like, we're going to make this or we're going to break this, because I'm not messing around and I want to know, are we going to commit to each other? Are we going to get married? Are you going to change your evil ways that I don't like, or am I going to change mine for you? And this is the month for you to get that done. So it is fun. It is fun to look at the cards for this, because this is a time where I, as a reader, can give permission for you to go ahead. It's a month to get things done. So for those of you who are in a relationship, wow, that's about as opposite as you're going to get. To me, what this looks like is what I have in your recent past, or what might be happening right now, is the Tower card. And that's where anything and everything can go wrong. And you can just feel like everything is going wrong in the relationship, or why do we keep butting heads? Like, what is going on here? Why can't we seem to agree on either this one simple thing or these 25 simple things? It's that kind of a feeling, or something has gone wrong, or someone has lost their job, or someone, whatever. Whatever's gone on, it's been upsetting, causing complications in your relationship. But then I've got, the Magician card, whereas, and this is representing you in this reading, whereas you just pull that rabbit out of the hat. The Magician card is a major arcana. Actually, you have 3 major arcanas right here. And the Magician card, which means this is quick and immediate. This is going to happen quickly for you. There's a quick resolve happening where you just come up with some kind of an idea or some way to save the day, or maybe you compromise with something that you never wanted to, but you're like, just forget about it already. Okay, move in, because you're losing your lease, or you're losing your place where you're living. Let's just do this already, and let's make a decision and go for it. And the card that's coming into being is that it is about time that this movement is happening. And it's taken a chain of events to push you into making the decision already. So I feel like very necessary movement is going to be made with you at the helm in this relationship for this month of March in 2020. Let's pull these cards now, and let's shuffle for those of you who are looking for a relationship. And let's see what we have. It's a good month for you. It's a good year for you to find love. And let's see what we have, though, for March. Okay. Okay. You got this card before too, and it's a nervous card. It's a nervous or depressed card. So maybe some of you out there, maybe some of you are affected for some reason by anxiety, or riddled with fears about, like, are things ever going to work out? Are things ever going to get there? Am I ever going to make it to my destination in this new year for me, this year of 1, where I maybe feel antsy, and maybe I feel stuck, but I'm not quite sure what I'm supposed to do. Coming back to the cards, for those of you who are looking for a relationship, this is interesting, because I have you coming from a place of, am I reading somebody wrong? Did we really break up because of me? Or you're second guessing. And what I have is my Knight of Swords card. Now, my Knight of Swords card is a Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde card. And I feel like you are not being given the truth, or haven't been given the truth from relationships that you've been in, or maybe people that you are chatting with right now, and it's touch and go. Sometimes they respond, sometimes they don't. And I feel like it's a poop or get off the pot kind of month, because the month of 4 for you ones it reflects getting things done in this month of March. So what I have here is that you put it out there to solve some issues, or to look at yourself more clearly and say, what am I doing, and who am I talking to, and what am I willing to put up with? And you move a few things around, and you make a decision this month about, how am I going to proceed? What is it that's confusing you while you're looking for somebody to settle down with that isn't happening, or you just keep missing the meanings? You're missing the meanings because people aren't giving you true meanings, or haven't given you true meanings, or definite answers and that kind of thing. And it's a month to make a decision of, well, this isn't working, I'm not meeting anybody, or this isn't working because the people that I am meeting are not working out, or this isn't working because, I've seen this person once or twice, I've seen this person once or twice, and I've seen this other person once or twice, but it's just not coming together. So I've got to make some decisions about boundaries that I'm going to create for this month of March, and I've got to stick to it. Okay, ones. Now, in conclusion today to your reading, if you would ask any question that you have, and it can be about anything, health, wealth, job, love. You can be asking about a question about somebody else. And I'm going to ask what's the best that we can expect for it during this month of March. Now, I just suggest to you that be really firm on your question, because if you're wishy-washy, you will not be able to assign the meaning that I give you, the answer that I give you, to your question, because you won't be sure, well, what did I ask again? Because you will have to tweak my words to make it fit your question. Just don't change the outcome. Here we go, ones. You got your question? Yay. All right. Let's see what we've got. Oh, once again, movement and change. Okay. So there's been discontent on your end about a certain situation. And according to these cards, any movement is a relief to you. Any movement, any which way, just let me see that something is happening, because the movement card that I have here is movement that it's not so much that you're worried about where you end up. You may have a goal, you may not have a goal, but you just have to see some kind of movement, because with this standing still feeling or this backpedaling feeling that you've had, it's like, come on already, I've got to know the answer. And you're in that month. You want the answer. Now, you're moving into the Two of Pentacles, which is a teamwork card. And it does mean that you are moving towards, you are going to jostle things up, or things will be jostled for you, and you will be moving towards an agreement of some kind, where you shake hands with the right doctor, or you choose the right person to have a relationship with if you've had a choice, or you give somebody that chance, or you finally get the right boss or the right office to work from, and you're like, finally, something I can work with here during this month, or at the end of this month of March, that helps me feel like at least I'm doing something towards this discontented, up in the air, limbo feeling I've been feeling. Thank you so much, ones, for joining Jemma's Window. If you'd like to know more about me or get in touch with me, just jump onto my website at gemmaswindow@gmail.com. Please subscribe if you haven't already. I'd love to have you. And until next time, ones, we'll see you soon. Bye for now.